When they were young parents, Christian and Crystal Rosna never imagined they'd have a carefree afternoon boating with their kids. While expecting their third baby, Christian shifted careers into real estate sales just before the 2008 housing bubble burst.
I stressed out my wife so bad during that time. What are we going to do? How are we going to make it?
His commission checks dwindled to $130 for real estate. I was only a paralegal at that time. I was worried I wasn't going to get any maternity leave.
For extra income, Christian landed a side gig as an events DJ on weekends.
We're barely squeaking by with mortgage, utility bills, food, credit cards, and medical bills, and all those things just start to pile up. It was a really difficult time to have your income just kind of evaporate when you have a family to support.
Like she'd done on each maternity leave, Crystal watched the 700 Club, where teaching on tithing and giving to God intrigued her.
And then when I look through the Bible and I just see it everywhere, the first 10%, it's real. And so when I brought that to my husband and was like, well, we need to tithe.
I just kind of felt like, you know, it's my money, we worked for it.
As Christian wrestled with fully trusting God, they occasionally gave at church.
Christian struggled with that a little bit. You know, like, why are we giving to the church when we've got bills to pay?
It was a long struggle. It was ongoing because church is every Sunday, right? We would just kind of $20, you know, here and there. Oh, we're giving something to God. It's a little something. It wasn't the real deal.
To stay afloat, they refinanced their house, extracting thousands in cash from its equity to cover expenses. Despite Christian's doubts, the couple first tithed from the cash they received, and then they paid bills. They had $3,500 left as their future savings.
I did kind of want to hold back and go, am I sure? Like, we could use this money? Okay, God, you can have it. I want you to have it. And when I let go of it and just trusted God, I started to feel joy about it. Like, I just felt like this relief. Like, God's got this.
A week later, the owner of the company where Christian DJ'd took him to lunch.
She says, we want to sell the business and we want to sell it to you. And I thought, I can't buy a business right now. I don't have the money. I don't know what that would look like, what that would cost.
However, the down payment for the franchise matched his bank balance.
So I run out and call my wife and I say, hey, they're offering to sell us this business for exactly what we have in our bank account. She doesn't hesitate. She just says, well, you told her yes, right?
The Rosnas put up the down payment and bought the business, while the former owners financed a loan for the remaining franchise value. Revenue flowed in immediately for Christian and Crystal, and with it an income to consistently tithe.
So I'm down in the basement of our house, on the phone, calling venues, calling prospective brides, just really working the business, and started to see immediate results. Our business income doubled every year for about the first 5 or 6 years.
Within 7 years, they paid off the loan for the franchise. As their income continued to increase, so did their tithe and giving to ministries like CBN.
Terry, with all the work she does with the Orphans Promise, it had my heart. Everything that CBN does is just for his glory and just to make lives better for people around the globe.
If you give to CBN, knowing that you're helping support the Great Commission, what else is there? Like, that's the #1 goal of God calling us to do that.
The Rosnas hope others embrace what they learned about tithing and giving and God's faithfulness.
In my mind, had we not tithed, I would not be sitting where I am today in a way better financial situation than I ever could have been. What we do as a family is we give our first fruits and trust in God, and He provides everything else. Never stop tithing, and then just watch Him take care of you.
I love these stories. I love how God is blessing people. For Christian and Crystal, the blessings were overtaking them. They weren't looking to acquire a business. It was given to them. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you because you obey the voice of the Lord your God. That's what Crystal walked into. It's a promise in the Bible. When you observe what the Bible tells you to do, how to have success in life, well, then these wonderful things will come along and just literally overtake you. That's what happened to them. It will happen to you if you just follow the same principles. Now, we've got a book for you. It's called 10 Laws for Success, how to win at work, family, finance, but the biggest thing, how to have success in life and success on God's terms, not on the world's terms, but what God says. So it's yours when you join the 700 Club.